Morning everyone. Sunday morning. Been up since 5. Usual crack. Some of you guys might find this interesting. I've been building this for, I don't know. When I've had a little bit of time in amongst everything else, I've been building it about over 5 years. Well, I lived in Acton, West London. I was born there, and because of the underground, because of the depot and the works there, always fascinated with the London Underground as a kid. When we used to always go on the tube trains, and I got, I don't know, a little bit of money and bought these underground trains years ago, double O gauge, and I thought what I'd do is I'd build a Automata sort of type setup, a bit like, I mean, you guys know that I'm mixed up with a lot with mechanical stuff, so Automata and stuff like that. So what I thought I'd do is build a scaled down version that works on a shuttle service. So up the other end there'd be switches up there. The trains would go up and they stop, and then they're set off again and go all the way around right up to the other end. And they'd sit there and all run at different times and go backwards and forwards down this loop, which is a bit nuts really. But what I did is I built the 4-rail system, you know, with the 4-rail like it's got on the underground, just to sort of replicate what they, you know, how it is, how it really is. So what I'm going to do going forward is up the top, because it's not very big, it's only about, I don't know, 6 foot by 2 foot, because I didn't want anything massive. So I thought what I'd do is up the top, do a platform at the top, and then we do working trams. I'm gonna base it sort of round about my dad's time, which is, I don't know, 38 I suppose, just before the war. So where they still had the trams, they're still using the trams, and try and capture that era, you know. That's what I wanted to do. But I've been off and on this for quite a long time. But it's not very big. But I didn't want it big, so I wanted to build it up. So build it in different platforms, build it in different levels, and try and capture London in that era. So same sort of lighting, same sort of buildings, all the old Victorian, very black, very sort of sooty and dirty after steam. I've got some derelict steam engines I'm going to use as well. And also I'm going to use the arches, like what they got at Shepherd's Bush, you know, that type of over the top, and have steam engines sort of at the end of dirty old, shitty old things. And try and capture it, working bicycles with people going around, like I've seen on YouTube. Some of them guys are really clever. So do an automata. If you guys know what I mean about automata, it's there'll be many different things going on, be loads of stuff going on, and everything will be mechanised. Everything will work, right down to the clocks and trying to get people moving around. And so I wanted to do that because I worked a lot on automata. I worked a lot in that sort of type of era, so I know how to build camshafts and different types of cogs that can move different types of things. And I wanted to build it quite small, so it all started with that stock, you know, which is an era that I love. Anyway, have a look through it, see what you think. I'm always knocking up a load of old shit, as you guys know if you've seen my other videos. So yeah, we're going to be doing a bit on that. And so I'm going to have a little bit more time going forward, because a lot of the projects, or even though we've got all the cars on the go, I've sold so much stuff, sold so many items out of the house, that I've got a little bit, I'm going to get to a time where I'm going to have a little bit more room, and we're going to be moving anyway, so it's going to be decent. So I can get a decent workshop. But the detail on these double O gauge underground trains is quite remarkable, really. So we're going to put all the lighting in, and we're try and replicate it as near as possible, really. All the directional lights are going to be put in. So it's going to be on Automata, so it's going to be hopefully it will be. It'll be a very detailed model, and try and get as near to capturing that era as possible. But there'll be all sorts of stuff going on. But the area that I've got to work in is only, so there'll be a platform comes across here. So all this will be covered, pretty much, I think. Same at the other end, which gives me the second platform, which is going to be quite a large platform. And that'll go right to the back. But I've got to start putting, I've got the programmers for the shuttle. I've got a guy that done them for me. So I need to experiment with them and get the actual lower platform working, to get the shuttle service working. Because I want it abstract. It's not, I don't want it to run in a uniform manner. I want it to run in a very abstract. So you have one train go that way, and that'll stop, and then you have another one, and then they're set off at different times. So it makes it look as though they're in and out all the time. But it's going to be good. I'm only a kid at heart, so. But yeah, motorised trams, motorised bicycles. I know you can get all that stuff. Moving vehicles, and there'll be another train that goes from the arches, and that'll disappear somewhere up here. So everything disappears, and then I'll run it up the top as a shuttle as well. Even the trams they'll be on the shuttle as well. But you guys know what I'm trying to do, so those that are interested in model railway. I did have a garden railway, and I sold that. I tend to do things and sell it. I don't mean to, but I do. But you know, it's just the way it is. But yeah, the garden railway. I had an engine I built, but somebody offered me a bundle of money for it, so I sold it. But yeah, I love trains. I love trains and anything. I'm just a kid anyway. Anyway, thanks for looking. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Keep an eye on this one, because I can throw a little bit of time at it at some stage, so it'd be a nice thing, because it's not that big. I didn't want the rail network to go all the way round. So I thought to myself, well, what can I do to keep it a lot smaller and still use double O? So what I did is I'm going to run it on a dead stop, so it'll come to a stop and then it'll sit and then it'll go off again. But I've got all the stuff for that anyway. Anyway, keep you posted on this one. But I'd be interested to hear your comments and what you think going forward. You know, but I showed roughly just the size of it. I'm up in the bedroom I just cleared, so that's the size of a radiator. So you can get a rough idea of the basis of how big it's going to be. So it's not massive at all. It's quite good in this sense, because when you run something on a shuttle, then you can control it. You can make it look a lot bigger than what it actually is, which is I don't like the idea of great big railway layouts. I don't get it. I like diorama. I like a lot of the guys do on YouTube. You know, you guys that do it, you create, you know, miracles in such a short, you know, such a small space. So anyway, I won't have it. Busy day. Got the roller to do today and the XK8, and I've got the guys coming down to pull the drain rods out of that drain. I don't know if any of you guys have seen those videos, but it should be concluded today. I'm absolutely exhausted. I slept like a log. So anyway, have a look at some of our other videos, and please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.